got going on? Why am I here? I just want to talk to my mom and dad. What's going on? What's going on?
It really shows the purpose and intent of the defendant. She chose a course of death and destruction that day.
Okay, good. Slit her throat, I strangled her.
Throughout history, some of the most controversial and emotionally charged moments in the legal system have involved the youngest individuals ever sentenced to death. Today, many countries have banned the execution of minors. There was a time when children as young as 13 or 14 years old faced the ultimate punishment for their crimes. From tragic mistakes to heinous crimes, what are the stories behind the world's youngest death sentences, and do they serve justice? One of them is Dexter Johnson. In 2006, he was 18 at the time. His accomplices committed a heinous crime in Harris County, Texas. They carjacked a couple, Maria Aparici and Huey Ngo, then robbed them at gunpoint before forcing them into the woods where Johnson raped Aparici. Both victims were then shot execution style. This crime was part of a 25-day spree that involved multiple robberies and homicides. Johnson was convicted in 2007 for the murders of Aparici and Ngo. The brutality and senselessness of the crime shocked the community, leading to his death sentence. His defense was repeatedly argued that he is intellectually disabled. He has IQ scores around 70, which is considered borderline intellectual disability.
Mr. Darnell Johnson, the jury has found you guilty of capital murder. In accordance with the laws of the state of Texas, this court hereby assesses your punishment of death.
His attorneys contend that Johnson's cognitive impairment should make him ineligible for the death penalty under the 2002 Supreme Court ruling in Atkins v. Virginia. It prohibits the execution of intellectually disabled individuals. The defense has submitted neuropsychological evidence suggesting that Johnson's intellectual limitations were not fully understood or presented during his initial trial. This includes challenges with language, comprehension, and severe stuttering. Do people have the right to kill someone just because they want to? Your answer might be no, but let me uncover another horrible story.
I would submit that this case is probably the most difficult and shocking case that this county in St. Johns County has dealt with.
Aiden Fucci and Tristan Bailey were middle school students. Fucci was 14 years old at the time and Bailey was 13 years old. They were seen leaving a friend's house together in the early morning hours of May 9, 2021. Surveillance footage later captured Fucci walking back alone. Bailey's body was found later that evening near a retention pond. The discovery of a knife linked to both her and Fucci.
What's going on? Why am I here? I just want to talk to my mom and dad. What's going on? What's going on?
Authorities reported that Tristan had suffered 114 stab wounds. It was a level of brutality that stunned investigators and the public alike. Following Tristan's disappearance, Fucci made a disturbing Snapchat post from the back of a police vehicle. In that video, he was saying, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristan lately?"
We're having fun in a f***ing cop car.
Yep. Tristan.
What's up, guys?
Yep.
Tristan, if you f***ing walk out the damn...
While flashing a peace sign. He initially pleaded not guilty, but as overwhelming evidence mounted, it includes witness testimonies and DNA evidence, he changed his plea to guilty of first-degree murder shortly before his trial, February 2023.
I want to say I plead not guilty. And I'm sorry for the Bailey family and my family.
Friends and classmates recalled his obsession with death and violence. His girlfriend testified that Fucci often spoke about wanting to kill and would practice stabbing motions. Despite this alarming behavior, those around him never took his threats seriously.
This jar now holds 114 stones, one for each of the 114 stab wounds that my sister had to endure. Did she see you coming at her with the knife, or did you stab her while she wasn't paying attention? Did she scream out for help, or was she paralyzed with agony? Did she cry for my mother? Did she beg you to stop? Did you hear her lungs gargling with blood?
Judge R. Lee Smith sentenced Fucci to life in prison on March 24, 2023. Can a girl kill two boys? This may seem like a movie plot, but it's a horrifying, true story.
Long decided to push the pedal to the floor and demand the ultimate speed of that vehicle to 90 to 100 miles per hour.
On July 31, 2022, Mackenzie Sherilla drove her 2018 Toyota Camry into a building at a business park near Cleveland, Ohio. She was driving at speeds reaching 100 miles per hour. Inside the car with her were her boyfriend, Dominic Russo, and his friend, Davian Flanagan. Both of them died in the crash. Prosecutors highlighted a toxic and strained relationship between Sherilla and Russo as the possible motive behind the crash. Sherilla was then 19 years old. She had been in a relationship with Russo, who was 20, but their bond had become volatile. Judge Nancy Margaret Russo stated that Sherilla's actions were methodical, deliberate, and intentional, concluding that the crash was no accident.
Purposely and intentionally. In the early morning hours of July 31st, 2022, her purpose was to kill Dominic Russo and Davian Flanagan. She intended to also kill herself as a matter of speculation that have no relevance to the weighing of the evidence in this case.
In August 2023, Sherilla was convicted on multiple counts of murder, vehicular homicide, and felonious assault. The judge noted that while she sobbed and expressed remorse during her trial, her actions during and after the crash demonstrated a lack of genuine regret.
All friends and Dom was my soulmate. I wish I could take all your pain away, and I'm so sorry.
Sentenced on count 1, the murder of Dominic Russo, 15 years to life.
The judge described her as transforming from a responsible driver into a literal hell on wheels. Sherilla was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 15 years. Moving on to the next case, Alyssa Bustamante was a Missouri teenager. She became infamous when she murdered her 9-year-old neighbor. On October 21, 2009, Bustamante lured Elizabeth Olton into the woods. She was a neighborhood girl who often played with her younger sister. There, she strangled that poor girl and stabbed her multiple times. She slit her throat without showing any mercy.
I'm here to protect you. I'm not going to ask them questions, but there's statements that you're making that don't make sense. It's evident that you're lying. And we treat people who can't be honest completely different than we treat people who can be honest. You can be honest. You can tell us what happened. Even if you aren't protecting people you feel obligated to protect, we at least know we can help you, okay? So he's gonna walk out, and like he said, he can't come back and talk, but don't you wanna have told him the truth right from the beginning? This is your opportunity, it's your opportunity.
Okay, good. Slit her throat and strangled her.
Prior to the murder, Bustamante had dug 2 graves days earlier. It indicated premeditation of the incident. After the killing, she attended a church dance and acted as if nothing had happened. The motive behind the crime was chilling. Bustamante admitted that she killed Elizabeth simply to see what it felt like to take a life. She documented her experience in her journal. Alyssa stated that the act was amazing once she got over her initial hesitation.
The main reason for accepting the offer was to avoid the absolute certainty of life without parole. If there was another option, then there would have been no reason to have.
Under interrogation, she confessed to the murder and led police to the location of Elizabeth's body. The case inspired films and documentaries, most notably My Name is A by Anonymous, a thriller loosely based on the events. Do you want to see a video about school shooters reacting to their life sentences? If yes, then leave a comment down below and visit our channel and subscribe for more videos like this.